بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. So, you first. Come on, man. You go over here. صاحب الجدار.
عن أنس رضي الله عنه فيما عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما يرويه عن
نزل ربي
أنه قال: إذا تقرب العبد إلي شبرا تقربت إليه ذراعا، وإذا تقرب إلي ذراعا تقربت منه باعا، وإذا كان يمشي أتيته هرولة.
هو أبو بكر هرولة.
عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما يرويه عن ربه قال: إذا تقرب العبد إلي شبرا تقربت إليه ذراعا، وإذا تقرب إلي ذراعا تقربت منه باعا، وإذا أتاني يمشي أتيته هرولة.
رواه البخاري. You still need some more practice.
No, I wasn't here.
Okay, go ahead, try. Stand up.
عن أنس بن مالك أن الرسول فيما يروي عن ربه أنه قال: من تقرب إلي ذراعا
إذا تقرب إلي
شبرا تقربت إليه ذراعا، ومن تقرب إلي ذراعا تقربت إليه باعا، ومن أتاني يمشي أتيته هرولة.
وإذا أتاني يمشي.
رواه البخاري. طيب. What? You still haven't memorized it yet, or what?
عن أنس رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما يرويه عن ربه قال: إذا تقرب العبد إلي شبرا تقربت إليه ذراعا، وإذا تقرب إلي ذراعا تقربت منه باعا، وإذا أتاني يمشي أتيته هرولة. رواه البخاري.
أحسنت. Who else? وإيش عذرك؟ يوسف. It's not bad. Who's left? My son's lazy now. He's khalas. He doesn't want to memorize. أنت حافظه. Stand up. Do what you can do. عن أنس. عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. إذا تقرب العبد إلي تقربت منه. Very good. Look at that, man. He didn't even memorize the hadith. Come on. But he hears it. That's why. Abdul Malik. Hey, one day you might surprise us.
You get the black shirt today, so you keep asking.
That's it? Nobody else wants to write and read. This is your last opportunity, Akhi. Try.
عن أنس رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما يرويه عن ربه قال: إذا أتاني
إذا تقرب العبد
إلي شبرا تقربت إليه ذراعا، وإذا تقرب إليه ذراعا تقربت إليه
منه باعا.
وإذا أتاني هرولة يمشي أتيته هرولة. رواه البخاري.
Easy.
رواه من الإمام محدثين.
Hold on, that was my next question for صاحب الجدار.
He didn't hear you.
ما اسم البخاري؟ Come on صاحب الجدار. خيبت أعمالي يا صاحب الجدار.
أبو الحسن.
أبو حسن. What do you think? He's Egyptian or something? What is Abu Hassan? What? ما اسم البخاري يا أبو بكر. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. اسم البخاري. What's the name of Bukhari? Muhammad ibn Ismail ibn Man. Ibn Ish?
Did he say who?
I don't know.
Did he say Iblis or Idris?
Idris, I think. I hope he said Idris. Mujahid.
What's his kunya?
Ma Ism al-Bukhari. Yes, you do. You've heard it 1,000 times. I see, he knew the question was coming. He was trying to remember when he was walking up here because he could hear the question and he knew he was going to get asked. Yusuf, Bukhari. We just sit here and just read people's books and we don't know who they are.
Al-Imam al-Muhaddithin Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Sa'il ibn Ibrahim al-Bukhari
Ibn Mughira,
ibn Mughira
Ibn Baradizbah,
ibn Baradizbah
Al-Jurfi, Al-Bukhari. All right. You know the names of all these foolish actors. You don't know the name of the Imam of the Muhaddithin? Come on. All right. What happened to Imam al-Bukhari when he went to Iraq? Even though the story is not really authentic, but it's a beautiful story. What happened to Imam al-Bukhari when they said that he was coming to Iraq and the Iraqis, they wanted to test him? What happened? Because you should have read it. It was in my book.
There was like 10 of them, and then they all had like 10 hadith, but each individual there was 10 times 10 is 100. So they had each one of them 10 hadith, and they would change the chains of narration. And he was like, no, this chain belongs in this hadith belongs in this chain.
So what they did is, each 10 people, they took 10 hadiths, but they mixed the chains of narration. So they put the chain of narration with this matan and the matan with this chain of narration. So they mixed all the hadith up. So when Imam al-Bukhari came to the people and the first person got up and recited the first hadith. He said, La a'rifu. Then he got up and he read the second hadith. He said, La a'rifu. So you know the awam, the layman type people, they're like, oh, this guy is stupid. You know, he doesn't know anything. But the fuqaha, they said, he knows what they're doing. He knows. Wait, he said, be patient. So that guy finished all the 10 of the hadith, and every single time that he read the hadith, he said what? La a'rifu. And the next guy stood up, until he finished all 10 people. And then once he completed all the 100, and for every single one of the 100 hadiths, what did he say? La a'rifu. So the Imam of hadith, and he didn't know one hadith. So he said, as for you, he said, your 10 hadiths, and then he put all the hadiths back with their chain of narration. He fixed all the chain of narrations after that, and he did that for each person, one by one. And that story is not really authentic. It's a beautiful story, but the stories from Imam Bukhari that are more authentic than this story are more amazing than that. That is nothing compared to the stuff that he used to do before, because at one time when he was a kid, he recited 15,000 hadiths with the chain of narration from his memory. Because they thought he was joking, because every time that he would sit in the class, that he wouldn't write. He never had anything to write on, and everybody else, they're writing, but he never wrote. So they said, what? They said, so you just like la'ab, you know, you just play, you come here and you play games, you don't write anything, you don't do anything. He said, okay. He said, you want me to tell you everything that we've taken with the sheikh? And he listed I think 2,500 or 3,000 hadiths. And then he added on like 4,000 or 5,000 more from his memory. He said, here, this is just for y'all. Y'all can take these extra. After he gave, even to the point where the sheikh himself used to check his own book with Bukhari's memory as a young boy. He used to go and say, all right, look, I'm going to read the book to you. Check it from your memory. And those are authentic. Those are actually authentic stories about him. So that's taqwa. That's taqwa. All right, hadith number 23. The two things we take for granted. All right, take for granted, it means what? And we have these two things, these are two benefits that we have, but we don't take advantage of them when we have them. But we always miss them when they're gone. عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس الصحة والفراغ. This hadith is in Bukhari. So here Ibn Abbas, he reported that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, نعمتان, so two blessings. مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس. مغبون, that what? And they don't take advantage of it. Like they lose the benefit of something. You know, they lose the benefit of it because they have it in their possession. It's right there, but they lose the benefit. And it goes out of their possession before they can even benefit from it. And what are these two things? As-siha, which is what?
Well-being.
Yeah, like health. You know, just health, and whether it's mental health or physical health, or both of them. You know, because you need them both to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala correctly. You might have a healthy body, but you're clinically insane. You're not going to get much done, are you? But if you have like a healthy mind and a healthy body, alhamdulillah, you can get a lot done. And al-faragh, what is that?
Free time.
And free time. So these, like, when the people have these things, what do they generally waste them with? Yeah. This is the time now that they want to go out and have fun and enjoy themselves. This is not the time that they use to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So as we spoke about before, it's like you go to your jobs and you work at your jobs every single day. For how many hours are you given to the dunya? But then you have that free time, and instead of giving that free time back and try to use it in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what do you try to do? You go out. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be ma'asiyah, but you end up wasting a lot of your free time in the mubahat, going out to restaurants, going out, walking around, and you don't give any of that time. So it's not even something that you schedule in your day. You know, like imagine, like if you sat down, how many people actually sit here and plan out their day from day to day?
I do.
All right, who else? Like you actually have a plan, the things that you got to get done today. Huh? And what does your day consist of? Yeah.
5 times prayer and then reading Quran.
I don't talk about the stuff you have to do these things.
Mandatory?
Yeah, not the mandatory things, because you don't even need to put that in the plan because you have to do that. There's no, you know what I'm saying. But like the things that you know your goals and things.
Yes, specific goals written out and achieve them like every day.
Yes. All right, and you do this every day.
I try my best to be able.
Yeah, we try, you know, but you at least write it down and plan it out. Yeah, so you put like Quran, things that you're trying to achieve in the deen. Yes. What do you say? No, I thought you were raising your hand out there. What? Like what?
Listening to muhadarat, the audio lectures of the ulama like Sheikh bin Baz, Sheikh bin Uthaymeen, Sheikh Al-Albani, and reading the books of Ibn Taymiyyah and learning from AMAU, and trying to increase my ibadah. That's really what I do. And obviously, I have school, but I try to get school as much as I can, just get it out of the way so I can just focus on Islam.
The rain. Allahumma sayyiban nafi'a. This is the dua for the matar. Allahumma sayyiban nafi'a. All right, anybody else? You plan out your day or no? Masjid Al-Aqabah, sir.
Ramadan, we have like a schedule. Ramadan.
No, but see,
Tarawih and Quran, you know. But another month.
no, I'm talking about the regular ones. See, that's what I'm saying, and this is the whole point. Again, I talked about this in the khutbah, and I'll say it again. What did I think it was last week or the week before? I can't remember why I said this, but I was saying in the khutbah, who was here for the last 2 khutbahs? So maybe you heard, maybe you remember which one it was. But I said like success is not an accident. You understand? Success does not come to you by coincidence or just by you just bumping into it. Success is something that you plan for, that you work for, that you work to achieve. You look at the people that memorize the Quran, the people that memorize Hadith, the people that studied all these ulum ad-din. They didn't just sit back and just wait for things to come to them. They went, they planned for it. They set goals and they worked to achieve them. So when you have this free time, Your free time should be used in the development of who you yourself, not wasted on playing games and joking, because regardless of, you might enjoy yourself, akhi, enjoy yourself in Jannah. And I'm not saying don't ever enjoy yourself. Everything has to be work, 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 work. But make sure that you plan accordingly. But the thing is that the majority of the people's plans are, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to go home, I'm going to listen to the complaints of my wife for like about an hour, I'm going to eat dinner, probably turn on the TV or do something else and just waste the whole rest of the night until I'm tired and I go to bed, wake up, and start the same foolish roll over again the next day. And you're stuck in that same life. You keep living the same nightmare over and over and over. So you're not even improving in your dunya, and you're definitely not improving in your akhirah. Because of the free time that you have to improve yourself. If you want more time, like you say, oh, I don't have time to study the deen. Why? Because I have a job, I have bills to pay, I have all this stuff. But you're not planning to get out of that rut that you're in. You're not planning to get out of that. You're stuck in it, and you're satisfied with going home every single night, eating, and doing whatever it is, playing with your phone, watching TV, or whatever it is, like the kids' PlayStation or whatever, just vegging out, just becoming a vegetable with nothing, like nobody can even tell you anything. You're satisfied with this. No dunya, no akhirah, no goals, no achievements, no plans. So what are we working for? What are we trying to do? You have this time, you have your health, you have the faragh, you have the free time. You start planning to like achieve things. Like, this is why your life is horrible. When you look at your life, I know most of you are not happy. Like, you say, man, I wish I could change this. You're not changing anything because you're not trying to achieve anything. You are just trying to survive every single day and make it through the day. That is not life. That is death. That is a slow, painful death. Your life begins with the iman and the nur al-iman. That's when the life comes to the heart. That's when you start working and doing the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told you to do. And you start to set that time to improve yourself as a believer, to learn the things that you need to learn to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's when your life begins. But all this other stuff, living your life every year, what are your goals for this year? I don't know. What are goals? What do we do? Nothing. You have no plan for the next 5 years, no plan for any of your future. What do you think that you're going to be doing? You're going to be, if you're not planning to get out of the rut that you're in, guess where you're going to be in 5 years from now? Probably the same place, or maybe even worse. Maybe you even lose that job, and then you're like running around even in a worse situation. You know, so use the time, that free time that you have, to start making yourself better, being a better Muslim, developing yourself. You know, if you're concerned about your job and you're tired of working this job every day, start reading books about leadership, about management, about starting your own business, and start saving your money, and then start investing and start trying to do something to get out of that situation where you do have a better life and more decisions, and you do have free time to come sit in the masjid and learn your religion. But you're just stuck in this type of, you know, like modern day slavery, akhi, wallahi, like what is it? And by choice. Like by choice, like you choose every single day to wake up and drink a cup of coffee and go live a life of what? No, I mean, it's not haram, it's just like, it's a life of depression. To go to this job and you're working, because every single day, what are you achieving? You don't have goals, right? But guess who does have goals? Your boss, the man that you're working for. And guess whose goals you're working to achieve? His, not yours. So you spend your life achieving somebody else's goals, somebody else's dreams and ambitions, and you never achieved yours. You never did anything for yourself. And then you wonder why you're all depressed. You're not making time for the dhikr Allah. You're not making time to sit down with the Quran. You're never in the masjid. You're never, outside of Ramadan, of course. So these are the things. Look at it. And then what do you expect your life to be? So use this time, the siha, the time of health and faragh, and this time of where you have free time and you have clarity of mind, sit down and try to, but you have to plan every single day something that you're going to give back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, something that you're going to try to get better in the deen. Get the books, you guys, Arabic. Akhi, get the books by Ibn al-Qayyim. Start reading them. Tariq al-Hijratain. Beautiful book. Ad-Da'u wa-Dawa. Al-Fawaid. Zad al-Ma'ad. All these books, all of you can sit down and read them to know Arabic. For the brothers that don't know Arabic, start reading the Hadith. Start reading the life of the Prophet ﷺ. Start trying to benefit from your time. Stop wasting your life. Stop wasting it. Akhi, use this time that you have now, because one day you're just going to get old and you think you're depressed now. You think that your life is bad now. Wait till you realize that you wasted the whole thing. You wasted it. And what did you get out of it? You know, I remember my father, and this is what changed my mind. My father worked for 25 years for Mercedes-Benz. He said, I put in 25 years of my life working in the factory. Never missed a day of work, always on time. And you know what they gave him after 25 years of service? A watch. He said, this is what I got, a watch. And I said, exactly why. I never want to end up like you. Because my father just like stayed in that and depressed every single day. Why do you want to live like that? You know, you start to make time for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring ease in all your other affairs. But if you keep ignoring Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're stuck in the same depressed life. You know, subhanAllah, مَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي إِيش فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. What does that mean?
You have a depressed life.
Yeah, like you're constricted and narrow. Your heart, everything is just going to be your risk and everything. You know, just like the hadith of Abu Hurairah, where the Prophet ﷺ said, and where it's a hadith al-Qudsi, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, he said, Ya ibn Adam, or he said, تَفَرَّغْ لِعِبَادَتِي أَمْلَأُ صَدْرَكَ غِنًا وَأَصُدُّ فَقْرَكَ. You know, if you just free yourself up at the time that you have that faragh, that you just focus only on the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that time. He said what? أَمْلَأُ صَدْرَكَ غِنًا. I will put richness in your heart. You don't need anything. You're content. You have this contentment with the things that you have. And you're free. You don't want anything with what the people want. That's richness in the heart. And he said what? وَأَصُدُّ فَقْرَكَ. And he said, and I will what? And I will block poverty from coming to you. You know, you will keep the poverty away from you. He said, وَإِلَّا تَفْعَلَ. And if you don't, if you choose not to do this, he said, مَلَأْتُ يَدَيْكَ what? شُغَلًا. He said, I'm going to fill your hands with work, things to keep you busy from the dhikr of Allah. وَلَمْ أَصُدُّ فَقْرَكَ. And I will not block poverty from you. You know, and the people that work for the akhirah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, مَنْ كَانَ الدُّنْيَا وَمَنْ كَانَ الْآخِرَ حَمَّهُ. What did he say? Anybody know this hadith?
Not the sharh, not the...
He said, جَعَلَ غِنَى فِي قَلْبِهِ. He said he put richness in his heart. وَجَمَعَ لَهُ شَمَلَهُ. And all of his affairs, he brings them all together and makes them easy for him. Alright, وَآتَاتُ الدُّنْيَا وَهِيَ رَاغِمَةٌ. And the dunya comes to him, even though the dunya doesn't even want to go to it. He's like, no, I don't want him. But the dunya comes to him, وَهِيَ رَاغِمَةٌ. He said, وَمَنْ كَانَتِ الدُّنْيَا هَمَّهُ. The person whose dunya is the ham, what did he say? جَعَلَ اللَّهُ فَقْرُهُ بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ. He put poverty right between his two eyes. He's fearing poverty his whole entire life. Even though he's working, and he's getting all this money, but all he fears this whole time is what?
Money.
Oh, money. And then what did he say after that? جَعَلَ فَقْرُهُ بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ وَفَرَّقَ شَمْلَهُ. All of his affairs, instead of bringing them together and completing them for him, he made all of his affairs shadara madara. You know, scattered all over the place, where he's got to go over here to solve this, got to go over there. You know, and it goes back to the hadith, when they malati yadayk shughala. You're busy running over here, you know, trying to get that wish. And nothing will come from the dunya except for exactly what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for him. So he gets all of this headache, all of this depression, all of this scattered problems all over the world, and he still does not get anything except for what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already written for him. Why do you destroy yourself? So use that time now that you have the free time and clarity of mind. In Ramadan, you have clarity of mind. And Ramadan is the best time to start making those goals and preparing for the next from this year, from this Ramadan to the next Ramadan, and what you're trying to achieve. You're trying to memorize the Quran, you're trying to memorize Hadith, you're trying to read these books, you're trying to do all these things to become a better person. That's your akhirah. And also make some time to improve yourself in the dunya to get out of this working for people. And, we as Muslims, man, we need to start making our own businesses, start becoming self-sufficient out here. Otherwise, working with these kuffar and hair turning white because of what? We can't make the boss happy because we're not doing it the way, achieving the goals that he wants to achieve. Nah, go live your life for you and what you know that you need to do. I mean, we live it for Allah, ultimately. But I'm just saying, like, achieving your goals, not the goals of other people. Allah, any questions?
This is an off-topic question. Let's just say,
Subhanakallah wa bihamdika ashhadu an Go ahead.
what if someone's leading the salah, you're praying, and you're the ma'moom, and you're the one praying behind them. And let's just say, for example, it's dhuhr, and instead of sitting down for the second tashahhud, they get up for a fifth rak'ah. What do you do in this situation?
Who does it?
No, just saying if. Like,
Who's getting up?
if the imam, he gets up and he gets up for a fifth rak'ah, do you
Stay sitting
stay sitting? Okay.
until he comes back down.
Okay. And let's just say, for example, if he's on the third
Well, I mean,
rak'ah
say
for Dhuhr.
subhanallah.
Yeah. If he's on the third rak'ah for Maghrib, but he sat down for a second, not for Maghrib, for Dhuhr, and he sat down for a second tashahhud in the third rak'ah. What do you sit down and say subhanallah? You get up standing, say subhanallah till he gets up.
No, you gotta follow him. But I mean, if he's adding to the salah.
You already told him subhanallah on the second rak'ah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Third.
He missed the tashahhud, the second tashahhud.
No, I'm saying if he gets a second tashahhud in the
But
third
on the
rak'ah.
third rak'ah, not the fourth.
Yeah, on the third rak'ah of Dhuhr, he sits down for a second tashahhud. Like, what do you do?
I mean, you got to follow him at that point. You just have to do the sujood al-sahw with him.
Okay.
I mean, you sit. If you know, like for example, he made a mistake with the tashahhud, you don't have to sit there. You don't have to do the tashahhud. You just sit there until he's finished and he stands up. You stand up with him, and then when he does the sujood al-sahw, you do it with him.
Okay.
Yeah. But if he's adding, like he's gonna add to it, you can just stay seated. But I guess, man, that's the easiest thing. But if everybody's standing up, then
And that's the last question. For example, let's just say if someone's the ma'moom and the imam, he gets the entire salah correctly. He sits down for the second tashahhud and the fourth rak'ah. But someone, he wasn't paying attention in the salah and he gets up for fifth rak'ah. Does he have to say Allahu Akbar coming to sit back down, or does he have to do sujood sahw, or he just...
who did that?
No, if it was...
One of the ma'mumeen.
Yeah, if one of the ma'moomeen, like the imam, he did the salah correctly. But one of the ma'mooms, he got up for a fifth rak'ah when everyone's sitting down for the fourth rak'ah, like for the second tashahhud. Does that make sense?
He got up when they're still in tashahhud,
In the second tashahhud,
and he just stood up.
he got up by accident. He didn't know it was the second tashahhud this time. He just got up. Like, what does he do in this situation?
If I was him, I go back and pray again.
Oh, that his salah's batil.
I mean, what is he doing? He went out of the salah when he down following the imam. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-imam ju'ila yutamma bihi. إذا سجد فاسجدوا وإذا ركع فركعوا." So إذا قال سمع الله لمن حمده فقولوا ربنا ولك الحمد. I mean, so he gave that.
Okay.
But as far as the imam himself adding something to the salah, he just stays seated until he comes back down. He's gonna get up. He's gonna, But I mean, you're not following him. But in this case, no, he went out because the imam's in tashahhud and he stands up. And if I were him, I would pray again. Any other questions? سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك